Hey everyone, Snow here from the Cooler server. In this video, we're going to go over the basics of using HBQ for mission making. First, let's have a look at our key components that make up the HBQ system. First, we've got the HBQ Spawner. This module spawns in units that holds all of the settings for the spawn system. Next up, we have the HBQ Spawn Position. This is a logic entity that tells the spawner where to spawn units. Following that, we've got the HBQ Move Position. This tells spawned units where to move after spawning in. Finally, we have the Target Position. It's the last move position that is synced to a spawn position. It's used by units to perform a task on target position, which can be changed by double-clicking on the spawner module. Now that we know the basic terminology, let's build a basic setup. The basic setup requires a spawner module and the units that we want to spawn. That's it. All you have to do is sync either the entire group or a single unit of that group to the spawner. And there you go. The spawner is now set up in automatic spawn position mode, which means that you don't need to place any spawn positions. Random, safe spawn positions will be picked for you. You can edit the settings that dictate this feature inside the spawner module. Now we can make this system more useful to us by adding in a spawn position and move positions. Let's do that now. Select spawn position, place that down, sync it to the spawner, and then we're going to take our move position, set one down there, Control C, Control V to set another one down. It's incredibly important that you sync the move positions to the spawn position in the order that you place them down. So this one's down first, so it needs to connect first, and this one is second, so it needs to be synced in second. If you don't do this, you will break the spawning system, unfortunately. You can think of your move positions like a path that the spawned units will travel. You can be very in depth with it, so if you wanted them to really follow this riverbed, you could really make sure that they do, or you could be more direct with it and just make a straight line. You can spawn multiple units off of one spawner. All we need to do is place down another spawn position. Sync that spawn position to the spawner, and there you go. Another really neat thing that you can do is set up complex branching paths. Let's say I want the units that spawn here to assault my blue 4 units that are in this village here. Well, they could either go directly in, or they can go through the forest to assault. Let's set up move positions that let the AI choose which way to go. So we're going to make sure that we sync this correctly so that we don't break anything. All right. A really useful tool for us is triggers. Let's set one up so that we trigger the spawner. All we have to do is sync it to the spawner and set the activation. Let's make it so that any player triggers this spawner. Now, all we need to do is set some task on target positions. Let's have these units assault this blue 4 position. All I'm going to do is go into my HBQ Spawner by double-clicking and scroll down till I get to Task on Target Position. Now, there's a ton of options here, and we're not going to go through all of them, but real quick, I'm going to go to Engage. I'm going to tell them to randomly attack, so they will take any of these options, basically. And then I'm going to set my Lamb's Danger Task to Assault. All right. Let's see this play out. All right. Let's see this play out. I'm going to trip the trigger. Go into Zeus. Now we get an alert saying that one of our spawners has started. And real quick, we're just going to do this so that we can see this a little bit better. And both our units are moving. We get told that this spawner has stopped spawning units. These alerts are not visible to players. They are only visible to AI. Oh, it sounds like these guys have already gotten engaged by our blue 4 over here. And we can see that our guys on the right side here are taking the forest path instead of the direct path. That's pretty cool. Now, obviously, inside of the settings, we could have had these guys on the left try to be sneaky and try to just go through. They're still going to try to follow this path and assault this compound, but they're also under fire, or they think they are at least. So they're going to move all cautious-like. And these guys are moving as quickly as they can to assault. You can obviously set their behavior and everything like that before they get to their task on target position, and they will not, you know, be as brazen, I guess you could say. Just jumped ahead a little bit. These guys are continuing to move. Not really quite sure why these guys are just here. Not a very good example, but it's fine. Just cut that out. So as you can see, these guys have all moved in. They're now moving on their target position, which is pretty great. And the assault is about to truly commence here. And hopefully we start getting some firefight happening soon. Yeah, these guys are moving in. They're assaulting. So yeah, you can see these guys are actually moving in, assaulting, trying to clear the complex, or by the complex of the building. So yeah, this is just a pretty quick example of how HBQ can be used, and how it's a very powerful tool. That may seem daunting at first, but with some practice, it can become a really incredibly powerful tool for mission makers. I hope this guide helped you get started with HBQ. Thanks for watching.